Hey man, what's good?
Champions League. We had
Bro,
Champions League yesterday.
Today is gonna be about the Champions League, man.
today,
Y'all look good,
and
quick, you know what I'm saying? But
the main
Champions League, man. But you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into the Real Madrid stuff after. Let's talk about the other games. Now Barcelona took the L 3-1 against Dortmund. However, because they had won 4-0 in the first leg. You know what I'm saying? Even though Guihasi scored a hat trick, we were still good.
Yeah, I mean, you had Barcelona really struggling at one point, just trying to catch their feet.
Yeah, they were onto us, man. They were onto us the first minute of the game.
They had to figure something out, and even the coach, you could see the Barcelona coach was just like, he was just not having it. His players weren't like...
Yeah. I can imagine what the halftime team talk was like, bro. Yeah, do not bottle this.
Yeah. Don't bottle this. You guys are ahead. Let's play strong. And La Remontada almost happened for him.
Yeah, bro. Dortmund almost did it. I think in the end, we won 5-3 on aggregate.
We won
5-3 on aggregate.
They were playing super well.
I think that guy needs to leave Borussia Dortmund. He's a good striker. Probably needs...
He's a good striker.
Somebody like, even like a Chelsea, I would take him at Chelsea. He's a really good hold-up striker. I think he went from Stade Rennes to Stuttgart, and then from Stuttgart to Borussia Dortmund. So he's a really good player. I kind of like him.
Well, you know what? I like him, but I don't like him. But he's because he's like a really center forward.
He's one of the traditional nines that's still around. Like you're talking about like a Jean-Philippe Mateta. You're talking about for Crystal Palace. You're talking about a Erling Haaland, or Lewandowski, Harry Kane. Kind of a mixture of a modern day and a traditional number 9, and then you have like Guihasi, which is he's a number 9. Like he's a striker. He's not one of them man that, like a Xerxes that drops off and wants to play with it. No, he's a guy.
He plays high.
He wants to be in the box.
Exactly. His job is to be in the box, take shots, and see what happens. And 3 times, you got it in.
He could be on the move this summer, but guys, I mean, it's a random. We normally never talk about players like this, but let us know in the comments, like Seru Guirassy, like for Dortmund, right? Is it like? Who do you think should pick him up this summer? Because personally, I think there's a quality player there.
I think so too.
Scored a hat trick against Barcelona.
Where
he would mean much, but
unfortunately, but the team really fought at the end of the day, Champions League for the game.
Yeah.
We'd like to see these type of games because these are teams that are fighting from the bottom to the top.
Barcelona had to rely on an own goal, really.
Yeah.
Because if it weren't for that, then the game would have been closer.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, let us know. Where does Guirassy, or should he leave Borussia Dortmund? Does he deserve in a bigger club? Can he actually pull his weight at a bigger club? But with that being said, Barcelona is through to the next phase where they will face
against PSG.
Against Inter Milan, because Milan they will face Inter Milan in the semifinals, because today we're recording this video on Wednesday. Inter Milan has gotten past Bayern Munich and they are into the semifinal. What do you think about that?
It's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a very Italians are very, very strong. And they're going to who do they play?
They played against Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
A very tough team.
You're
talking about Harry Kane, Kingsley Coman, Leroy Sané.
Going into that game real quick, right? The Inter and Bayern. Inter ended up taking it, of course.
Yeah.
Bayern was pushing forward. They did get a couple goals. Harry Kane got on the board, but
Harry Kane got him one.
Just not enough to get through. Inter Milan always had them chasing, and then they ended up taking.
And it's kind of unfortunate for Bayern Munich because they lost one of their key players in Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, which is now he's been out for a while, and now it really you can see the effectiveness on that left side, they were attacking most of the time. As Thomas Muller famously said, meep meep meep, here goes the roadster. You know what I mean? Like he's literally meep. Like he's that quick. Like you know what I mean? And I hope for his injury he doesn't lose any pace, because that's a big part of his game. And when people, I think the biggest part of his game.
I think he tore his ACL, right?
Yep, he did tore his ACL.
So when people tear their ACL, they normally come back, a little bit, So I really hope
they'll never really come back.
Keeps that pace, but I think that was a big blow for Bayern Munich.
So Inter is playing
Barcelona.
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a tough game.
And also another big blow for Bayern Munich. They didn't have I don't think they had Manuel Neuer in the first leg or the second leg. That's a big injury as well. So that's very important. But listen, this was Vincent Kompany's first season at Bayern. His first season in the Champions League. Got to the quarterfinal. They're probably going to win the league as well. So Harry Kane will get his first trophy
major trophy of his career, so that's good. But let's put some of the praise on Inter Milan because I think personally winning that first leg was key.
Huge form, and I think that goes with a lot of the teams that were playing that played today as well. That first game
was very vital.
And whoever had that first game really walked away with it in the second half.
Yeah,
it got a little dicey because things were really close with Inter and Bayern.
Yeah, exactly,
but they ended up having them chasing every time, right? They on the counters. Inter Milan is very, very fast, especially on the left side. Now that you don't have Alphonso Davies on the left, they can push that left side and go through.
Because the way how Inter Milan play, they play a 3-5. I think they play a 3-5-2. And you have Federico De Marco as a wing back, and I think the other wing back is I forgot Denzel Dumfries. I think is the other wing back, and then obviously you have Lautaro Martinez and Marcos Thuram. Up top,
beautiful.
And they I think they combined. Lautaro Martinez, I know, scored today. So Inter Milan another year in the semifinal.
Another year in the semifinal again. Barcelona and Inter Milan will be a tough game. I feel like. Inter Milan is strong. They fight. Barcelona doesn't like to be too touchy.
But the thing is, but let me know if I'm wrong, right? I'm a Barcelona fan as well, and let me know, Barca fans, in the comments what y'all think about this. But personally, for me, I would rather play Inter Milan than play Bayern Munich. I mean,
we did say that.
We did. I'm pretty sure we did beat Bayern Munich in the Champions League earlier this season, but I just feel like I would rather play I feel like Bayern would be a more dangerous team in the semifinals further on in the Champions League than they were in the first round stages because. With the new format, you all you have to do is qualify, right? You have to get 60. I think it's you have to win. I think 16 points or something like that.
You have to be in the top.
Exactly, be in the top 16, right?
Yeah, I think it's in the top 16,
right? So for me personally, as a Barcelona fan, I like that we are going to play Inter Milan over Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I think Bayern Munich is definitely a strong team, especially for Barcelona. They play kind of the same way. Yeah, and it's a little tough when you counter those two games. It's going to be one of a boring game, but just a game of just rotating the ball, moving the ball. But this team, Inter Milan, goes forward and very attackative.
And then because Harry Kane always scores against Barcelona. Bayern always does a number on Barcelona.
A great job against Barcelona.
But Inter Milan as well. They have a guy Lautaro Martinez. Every time he comes to the new camp, he always balls out. Every time he plays against Barcelona, he always balls out. And we were interested in him for a long time. We were supposed to bring him back to the new camp back when Messi was still there because that Argentinian connection. But it never worked out. He ended up renewing his contract with Inter Milan. But I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Let us know in the comments who's going to win, Barcelona versus Inter Milan. Who's going to go through to the final to meet either the first team what we're going to talk about is PSG. So PSG, they knocked out Aston Villa, and it was a close game, bro.
I mean, very close game.
PSG scored 2 goals in the first half. Yep. Right, and then I think Yuri Tillemans made it 2-1, but then in the second half, bro, it ended up 5-4 in aggregate.
Exactly.
And so Donnarumma, bro, made some. There was a header at the end of the game where he literally went. If he was not, I think he's like 6'7", just like Courtois.
I think so. I think he's taller.
Bro, he literally clawed it out of the
he was there. Corner. I mean, I watched this game live, and what I saw was incredible.
Yeah, bro.
Donnarumma made 1 save, and he was on fire. He blew up. So from there, I was like, "There's no one's gonna score him. He's too beast now."
Bro, I just have to say it, man. Vitinha, bro.
I'll call it. I'll say it again, man. A phenomenal midfielder,
bro. Vitinha, João Neves, even João Neves doesn't get a lot of praise because obviously Vitinha is more of like the tiki-taka guy, the one who you can't. He's press resistant. You can't get the ball off of him.
I saw a play. He had 4 guys around him. He turned on all of them,
bro.
Insane.
But João Neves and Fabian Ruiz, another guy who we had on our underrated list the other day, one of the most underrated midfielders in the world, just won the Euros with Spain. Bro, I'm telling you right now, this PSG midfield might be the best midfield in the world right
As
now.
you've said, I think, again, watching the game, they were kind of, Luis Enrique was scared. First of all, you could see it in his face. They started picking up a couple goals, and then the other team started coming back.
They scored 2 in the front. I don't think.
But that 5-4 was super close.
I disagree with you, bro. I don't think PSG was scared, bro, because they came out to play. They scored 2 goals in the first half.
But the comeback was real. And it happened quick.
And Marcus Rashford turned up in the second half.
He did. And
he missed a couple of chances.
It was kind of a shame that they took him out a little earlier than I expected because he was cooking.
I mean, he's been starting up top.
He's been doing very well,
which is really surprising to me.
Marco Asensio ended up missing a very, very crucial shot as well on the left, on the right side towards the shot to the left.
Playing against his former club.
I know.
And Rashford playing against a club who he was linked to a couple of summers ago. But listen, man,
they ended up taking it away, and
5-4 on aggregate, very, very close game. But listen, PSG ended up edging it out. So PSG is going to play against, and this is a big one, Arsenal.
Today
they held it out.
Today is Wednesday, April 16th, and we have now lost. Real Madrid has now lost against Arsenal.
I still can't believe it, man.
Now we knew it was going to be a tough comeback, right? We knew it, but we had the DNA. We know what we're going for, but.
Bro, Real Madrid tried to pull out all the stops. They closed. Closed the Bernabeu.
We had everything. Bro. La Afición, everything was. They say who won today, the Bernabeu and La Afición. We did everything they could, right? They closed the thing. It was so loud in there. The Afición was.
And that was a great. The game was crazy. You start out. Immediately, Asensio does a dumb foul on Mikel Merino.
Okay.
And penalty. Saka tries to Panenka, misses. Right? And I was like, you know what? This might be the game. Like, the fact that Arsenal did not put this chance away is going to come back to bite them in you know what. But Saka comes out in the second half. Scores a chip over, Thibaut Courtois, which was a quality finish. Well worked play, by the way, as well.
I saw that line. The line wasn't pressing; they just held. So
and also
just went straight through.
That was very, very bad communication between Fran Garcia and.
I agree.
Like two people went for the same ball.
Yes, and I think that's what the problem was.
Listen, I'm no world class defender, but I know that if my center back is going for the ball,
you're holding.
I have to drop back and make sure that if he misses that ball, that I'm there.
Yes,
or if my left back goes. I have to be as a center back and drop back. That's like,
and I was gonna say
101.
That happened when they had done the subs.
Yeah,
right.
They
had a lava in with really good communication, and then they put it this, and they get scored on. Okay, but you make these youngsters look bad now.
I mean,
right? Brahim.
Bro, listen, man.
These guys are fighters.
We just gotta call a spade, bro. There was nothing today, and I mean absolutely nothing that Real Madrid could have done to win that game, bro. Arsenal are the best. Are the best. One of the guys in the comments, rightfully so, pointed this out.
Yeah,
Arsenal is one of the best. They have the best defense. One of the best defense, if not the best, in the Champions League this season. Yeah, they haven't conceded a lot of goals.
Now we were going into this game seeing Arsenal losing Gabriel though. All right, they don't have Gabriel. He got
Kivior is a
phenomenal player,
back, bro. He's good.
But then you had Saliba in there as well, right?
Saliba absolutely manhandled, and
he did very, very well.
He did very well against Mbappe. I mean, he ended up giving the ball away.
I was going to say he almost had a perfect game.
Yeah, but then he gave. But I mean,
and same thing with Saka.
It really meant nothing.
True, but you can also say the same thing with Saka. He almost had a perfect game. He had to make that pen. He would have shut the whole world down with just him making that pen.
I mean, at the end of the day, bro,
it was a tough.
You gotta give it to Arsenal, bro. I won't lie, bro. Like, listen, I still don't think they can win the Champions League because I think PSG is gonna beat them, right? I mean, PSG got through Liverpool, which was arguably the best team in the competition at the time.
Yeah.
Especially with what they're doing in the Premier League. But I just don't think that Arsenal would get past Liverpool. But hey, listen, I would love for you guys to prove me wrong again because I definitely thought that y'all were gonna lose at the Bernabeu today.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day. I just saw an interview with Miguel Arteta. He said, we've played Real Madrid before. We are beatable, right? Or we've seen people we beat them. They're beatable. But then you see against PSG, they've also beaten PSG already in this time frame.
Yeah.
Right? So Arteta was like, well, we beat them, but that was a different team. Now we're looking at a different team, even stronger, right?
Honestly, bro, like...
Which means that they have to put in the work, right? And
that PSG team is stacked.
Let's just say the PSG midfield is strong. Right, because even their left back, they have Nuno Mendes scoring as well.
But the defense is very strong. I mean, you're talking about Nuno Mendes, William Pacho, Marquinhos, which I still stand by is one of the best center backs in the world right now, top 10, maybe top 5. 100%. He is, right? And then you have Hakimi, who also scored in against Aston Villa, arguably the best right back in the world right now. So right now, I will go out on record and say it. PSG have the best left back and the best right back in the world right now.
Yeah. So
and then you have the best midfield in the world right now as well, arguably. And
I was going to say, arguably, what do you think about Arsenal's midfield then?
Arsenal midfield, no.
Declan Rice, Odegaard, and them in the midfield is not going to be able to handle it.
They're world class. Listen, Thomas Partey, I rate him highly. Declan Rice, we've seen what he did against Real Madrid too. Spent stupendous.
And he did a great job today.
Odegaard, one of the best number 10s in the world right now in the pocket of space. He's very good. But when you come up against Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and Joao Neves, people who like to keep the ball. Like, I was watching the PSG game yesterday, and the Aston Villa players couldn't get close. It was like watching 2015 Barcelona when they won the Champions League.
I think if if Arsenal plays the same game, the same play or game that they did against Real Madrid, no one can stop them.
Bro, but listen, like, Arsenal understood the job. Like, they were so organized. Like, I was looking at, for example, today, Real Madrid got a throw in. And when I tell you, bro, like, there was no, like, Real Madrid had nobody to throw the ball to. They were so organized.
It was very, very tough to watch because Real Madrid, right? You think of all these players that we have, and we just couldn't make anything fucking happen.
Bro, it was really frustrating to watch. You know,
it was
three of the best players in the world right now, arguably Jude Bellingham, Mbappe, and Vinicius. And also, if you want to, you can include Valverde. And also Rodrigo in that conversation as well. But this brings us to the bigger picture. And me and Oscar were talking about this earlier at work today. You know, we were planning the episode and stuff where we were going to talk about. I think that Real Madrid fans are so... Because there's a lot of panic online. Oh, what do we do? Do we sign more players? Do we kick out our Carlo Ancelotti? Do we get a new coach? But let me say this.
I mean, that's definitely just the first question. The context, just before you get there. The context is we lose. We're out of the Champions League. We have 15 of them, but where's our 16? Okay, that's the main context here. The question is, what does Real Madrid do? What is going on? What's wrong?
Yeah, but see, you're suffering from this Real Madrid syndrome. I'm gonna call it right now.
I mean,
because see, the problem is Real Madrid, which is it's a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yes.
You guys have been so successful over the last decade from time. 15 damn Champions League. The number speaks for itself, right?
We've been number one.
You guys have been so successful recently, right? That the moment that you guys lose in the Champions League, we got to sign a new center back. We got to sign a new striker.
Yes.
We got to sign a new... Bro, relax. Like,
the world
this team...
is it.
You guys have the team. Now, whether Carlo Ancelotti is the right guy... Bro, the guy won the Champions League last year.
Exactly.
Like, why are people online talking about Carlo Ancelotti? Like, bro,
and that word sack Carlo or something that was trending. Is trending right now.
Bro, listen, man. Like, you guys won the Champions. Like, and this is
won it how many times?
50. Real Madrid has won it 15 times. But listen, let me know what y'all let me know what y'all think about this, right? You know, and answer Oscar's question. What does Real Madrid do? Do they fire Ancelotti or do they add more players? But listen. I'm going to say this again because, like, it's crazy to me how, like, this Real Madrid syndrome is what I'm going to call it, the success syndrome. You guys have been so successful that 1 year you guys get knocked out of the Champions League by Arsenal. It's like, what are we going to do? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I think it's, like you said, we're a little too spoiled on winning. And, you know, we take a team like Manchester United fans. These guys are not spoiled on winning. These guys they're numb to the pain of them losing. They ran out of tears to cry.
That's what happened to Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson left. He was winning so many Paul Scholes, for God's sake, has 11 Premier League titles. Yeah. When you grow up if you were born in the 1990s or even the early 2000s, you grew up watching Manchester United win Premier League title, Champions League title, Ronaldo winning the Ballon d'Or, you guys signing all these players, and now you have Onana in goal. You have, you have players like, Paul Pogba coming in and doing nothing and leaving. Like, you're so ridden by success, which is a good thing that it affects you in a bad way whenever you don't win.
Yeah,
so I think that's what Real Madrid is going through right now. But like, bro, I'm pretty sure they'll probably have a good chance to win the Champions League next year.
I agree. I think they just need a little time to fix up.
And also the Mbappe
easy. The first year.
We got to talk about the elephant in the room. Mbappe needs time. Like let's be honest. He had a very bad start to the season, but he has about 34 goals in all competitions, which is pretty good for your first return. But this is another topic that me and Oscar were talking about at work as well. It's like Mbappe, bro, like this is what they signed you for.
Yes.
You know what the papers are going to say next week? They're going to say, they're going to compare him to Ronaldo, Benzema, Gareth Bale, all the Galacticos that came before him that were able to get the job done. That's who they're going to compare him to now.
But we know Benzema, I've seen interviews Benzema, I've seen the interviews with Cristiano, I've seen the interviews with all of these Real Madrid players, and they ask him, how's the pressure? They say, it's the most that we've ever contained. So Kylian Mbappe has to understand that pressure was coming anyways. Yeah. But yes, we are hoping that when Kylian Mbappe hits the floor, that he is our savior. Because I was expecting 3 goals from Kylian today.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Is that too much to ask though?
And this is the thing, like
maybe
can Mbappe handle the pressure? I mean, it's only the first season, right? And I think before his career ends, Mbappe is gonna at least win 1 Ballon d'Or, right? Or maybe even 2.
Ballon d'Or, Champions League, and a Liga.
But the thing
100%.
But the thing is, bro, like unfortunately, the greats before him have been so phenomenally good. Like he's gonna only get whenever the comparisons come. Are you doing what Ronaldo did? Are you doing what Benzema did? Are you doing what Gareth Bale did? Like, bro, it's kind of like a blessing and a curse again, a double-edged sword that Real Madrid fans have to deal with,
always.
Or Kylian Mbappe has to deal with because if he goes on like this, not meshing with Vinicius, not meshing with, or just not meshing and making it work at Real Madrid, I mean, what's going to happen?
I wouldn't
because
we have to reevaluate.
For me, I think, and I stick by this idea. I know we kind of diverted away from it during the season because Mbappe started scoring goals, but he's not a number 9. And Thierry Henry has actually done analysis and showed him that, bro, as a 9, you can't move like that.
Cristiano said the same exact thing. He said if they're going to put him as a 9, he has to become his own 9. But he's trying to play a 9, but a winger, and then trying to come back in. It's not working. This
whole fluid formation where Vinicius goes in the middle, Mbappe goes to the left, Rodrigo goes across. It's not working.
Correct. It's too many. What happened to just being that, like you said, either the center forward 9 or the left or the right winger,
bro? Mbappe is just not a number 9, bro.
I agree. He's a winger.
On the left wing.
He's a winger. He will eat them up.
Who do you have on the left wing?
Vinny.
Think about it. You're in Carlo Ancelotti's shoes.
Yeah.
How do you tell a guy that had a Ballon d'Or winning season last year, even though he didn't win it, it was Ballon d'Or worthy,
and you don't play him,
and you tell him that, nah, bro, we just signed this French kid. we just signed this French kid.
We're gonna sit you,
and he's going to play on the left wing. You're going to have to figure out your position. We're probably going to play you in the middle of the pitch. But you see that left wing over there, you're going to have to vacate that. That's his now.
That's a tough shout.
You know what I mean? You can't. How do you even do that?
I mean, it's a really tough shout to even think about doing that because Vinny, I don't think will ever lose that position. It'd be crazy to see you Mbappe playing that now, and then you're putting Vinny in the middle. It's a whole switcheroo.
And Real Madrid fans chime in as well. Let us know what's the fix because it's not. This fluid formation is not working.
So I'll go back to what we have here. I mean, what do we do? We're going to start at the player side. Do we have the 11 in the squad?
You guys do not need to sign anybody.
That was my next question. Do we sign anybody?
You already have one of the best right backs coming in next season. It's already been confirmed.
Alexander's
it's going to happen.
Yes.
I would say maybe just because Eder Militao is so injury prone, you probably need another, maybe not world-class center back, but somebody that gets the job done.
Yes.
And then you definitely need another left back because Ferland Mendy,
he's been suffering a little bit.
David Alaba,
they're older players.
You need another left back. I mean, Fran Garcia is muy joven. He can do the job.
Yes, I agree. I
don't think he's Real Madrid quality.
Fran Garcia?
I don't think he is. Or maybe I just haven't seen him play a lot.
Yes, but I think so.
But the thing is, like, I think you guys need, like I said, Real Madrid has all the players right now to win the champ. I mean, for God's sake,
I agree.
The only thing that changed was Jose Lu left.
Yes.
And Mbappe came in.
Yes.
That's the only thing that happened.
I agree.
So you have the players to win. What you have to do, though, in terms of getting players in, I would say probably another center back that gets the job done and another left back. And then in terms of the team itself, Carlo Ancelotti just has to figure out a way to let Mbappe work in this team, because right now
it's a little off.
It's not.
So that's something I brought up, to the group chat that we have. I think we have the 11. I think we have the bench to win.
You have the bench too.
And right. So now my question is, who do we play? In what position? Where? When? What time? Right. I think what Real Madrid has to do is grab all these players and have a tryout with all of them. Because they have to find their 11.
Try.
Do you sit Rodrigo? Is he still good enough?
No, Rodrigo needs to be on that pitch. Man.
Do you discard of Luka Modric and be done with that phase? On the left side, do you consider putting Mbappe in the left and Vinny, right? And then you have those defensive players that we talked about. The midfield, Valverde, does he go back to his position?
I mean, honestly, bro, if I was Carlo Ancelotti next season, this is what I would do. This is the formation I would do. I would switch from a 4-3-3 to a 4-3-1-2. Listen to me. Stay with me.
Cook.
This is what I would do. I would have Ferland Mendy left back, because that's the only real left back you guys have.
I agree.
Even David Alaba.
I'll tell you.
Rudiger.
Mine.
Rudiger.
Okay.
Left center back. And then Eder Militao is going to come back into the team, so Raul Asensio is probably going to drop out.
Okay.
And then right back, I would have Dani Carvajal or Valverde. A matter of fact,
hypothetically speaking, let's just say Alex is already there. Alexander Arnold's there.
Okay, all right, Trent. I put Trent on the right back, right?
All right.
Then I would put Camavinga as a 6, and then I would put Valverde on the right side of midfield.
Yes.
And then Jude Bellingham on the left side of midfield.
Okay.
So that means that there's no place right now for Tchouaméni. In the number 10 role, I would put Rodrigo, and then in the number 10 role, I would put Rodrigo, and then in the left striker position, I would put Mbappe. In the right side striker position, I would put Vinicius.
Okay.
But then again, there's no wingers in this formation, and I know Mbappe is going to struggle. So I honestly forget that. I don't know what y'all do.
The only reason
I don't know,
and I don't mind that, but you get into this in the game against Arsenal right now. I think 66 minutes is when it happened. You put in Brahim, you put in Endrick, you put in Fran Garcia, you put all these young players.
Just came in like the 71st
for them to try to save the game. You're putting in these youngsters to try to save the game. They don't deserve that. Your team's already losing. Leave Vinny. Leave Mbappe.
Nah, bro. I think.
What are we doing?
I think Carlo did the same. I think Carlo did the right thing. The game was already done.
I do agree. Okay, sure, but
you put Endrick in.
But you can see how these guys are just trying, and they're just not there yet. But they're trying, which is good, because in the Real Madrid, you have to have corazón, and if you're there, you're fighing. At the end of the day,
tenían corazón.
Tenían corazón.
Tenían corazón.
So hypothetically speaking,
that's what happened.
Let's say Carlo Ancelotti is not the one. Who do you have?
I think right now,
can handle that team.
I think right now, if you're going to get rid of Carlo Ancelotti, which I don't think you should, I would say, if Bayer Leverkusen said they want 100 mil for Xabi Alonso, you get him.
Yeah, I agree. Because the rumor is also, I know it's a far rumor, but as soon as the game ended, Carlo Ancelotti out, and the rumor started of Jurgen Klopp. Bro,
Jurgen Klopp just went to Red Bull. He's not leaving.
So
they have different type of money over there, bro. He's not leaving. But also, maybe if you could convince Zinedine Zidane to come back as well. Hey, man, let us know in the comments, bro.
That's one thing that I was saying as well. Carlo Ancelotti, he knew the game, and I'm sure he knows the game very well. We won Champions League with him. We won Ligas. We won it all with this guy.
Yeah.
But if we want someone, we need someone now that understands the game, because it's grown a lot, right?
Definitely.
Previous teams of Real Madrid, as I spoke to you about before. I'm sorry. Let's just start with the team we have now. Cannot figure it out on their own.
I think it's a striker problem.
Shit hits the fan. They can't make shit happen. La remontada is over. That word is gone. Okay. So we're so spoiled from Carlo Ancelotti having phenomenal players: Gareth Bale, Benzema,
Ronaldo,
Cristiano Ronaldo. Luka Modric, Toni Kroos. You can go on and on and on.
By the way, that was a big miss today. They didn't have Toni Kroos in the middle of the pitch.
I think me and you both realized that team right there did not need coaching.
Yeah, bro, because you don't need to coach Ronaldo, Gareth Bale, Benzema.
They needed guidance to success, and they fucking did it. Here we are today, unfortunately, struggling, and everybody wants out. Carlo wants out,
Yeah, Carlo doesn't want out.
He's staying.
But hey, listen, man, Carlo, if you can go get that Brazil job, Brazil need a coach right now.
Yeah.
But hey, man, that's all we got for y'all today. Let us know what y'all thought about what we talked about today.
And what the next bracket
Carlo
looks
Ancelotti. I mean, I don't know why for Real Madrid fans are saying get rid of
They're spazzing out.
You guys are just so, ridden with success that, 1 year you guys lose, the expectations are so high that you're like, oh my God, relax.
Like I said before, I told you, my buddy ended up leaving the group chat
you got niggas
5 different times because they wanted to suffer on their. I think we're fine. I think the next Liga, the next Champions League, the Cups, it's a work in progress for us, and hopefully we take that.
Hey, man, but let us know what y'all think about this video. Where can the people find us?
Find us on Offside Combos on YouTube, Offside Combos on Instagram and TikTok. YouTube is very important. Go like, subscribe, follow, turn on the post notifications so that you guys know when we are posting. And make sure to catch the long-term content.
Yeah, the long-form content is always going to be on YouTube. I edit the clips all the time. As soon as we finish this, I'm probably going to edit it, put it out, because this video is probably going to come out on Friday. But hey, go follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. It's very easy to find. Offside Convos is pretty easy. So, hey, that's all we got for y'all today.
Over and out, boys.
Take care and peace.